Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Subrata Sarker. I'm a mechanical engineer working in manufacturing industry since last 22 years. Today I'm going to discuss the topic Global Petroleum Industry. I'll discuss some top-level data overview about this global oil industry. This is a big picture actually. Before getting into these subjects, let's touch something on the history of this petroleum industry. This petroleum product naturally, it came out on the different, like on plane, on sea level, on other level, between 8th century to 12th century, and human identified that this can be a potential source of this firing, or for it has got a lot of energy actually. It can be used as a fuel. So you can see is a naturally exposed. This petroleum product came into the surface of the earth, and you can see this seashore actually. This petroleum product naturally exposed to the sea. You can see now in 12th century beginning, this explosion of this petroleum product started in a crude way, at the whatever with the technology available at the time that was taken. But that way, and as of now, there are a lot of mechanization, automation is coming into the picture for this oil explosion. Now, till 18th century, this all this lamp and etc. lightened this animal oil, basically the whale oil. And after middle of 18th century, this actually kerosene came as a commercially. This is a petroleum fuel product basically for lightning lamps and other applications. Until beginning of 19th century, the coal was the largest or the highest product for energy source. And after middle of 19th century, when this petroleum product gets started popular, and not only popular, number one actually in middle of 19th century, petroleum product was the largest energy product globally. If you see this energy mix graph, you can see at the bottom this coal, then this petroleum product, the third one is the natural gas, then nuclear power, the hydraulic power, and then the renewable energy. So as this petroleum product is a natural resource, so this reserves are limited. So it's day by day it's getting reduced, and some alternative energy, that is renewable energy, market is increasing. This is the present trend. This total automobile industry, 99% it depends on this petroleum product, this diesel and petrol. Well, today, like a lot of companies like Tesla Motor, and they have started this electric vehicle in a major way, but still it's a future actually. This aviation industry is also totally depends on this petroleum product, the fine grade of petroleum products. The shipping industry totally depends on this petroleum product, that is diesel. Defense industry like submarine, the jet fighter, everything, and these tankers and all equipments is run with the petroleum products only. So if we go like some global level data for like who is the largest producer as on date for the petroleum product. So obviously it is the Middle East countries, and then the North America. You can see in this picture. Now, who is the highest or the largest importer of this petroleum product? So obviously it is US. US is the largest importer of the petroleum product. Rather you can say the consumer. And China is the second largest importer of this petroleum product, followed by Japan is the third largest. And India comes into the sixth position as far as the oil import is concerned. And as far as the oil export is concerned, so obviously Saudi Arabia is the number one, and Russia is the number two as far as the oil exporting is concerned. You can see in this picture different data for different countries. Now, if we talk about like what is the present production quantity of the petroleum product in the whole globe, this is 54 billion barrel per day is the total production in 2017. This global production of petroleum product, 54 million barrel per day, and one barrel means 190 liter. You can see in this picture different regions how much barrel, actually million barrel they are producing per day for petroleum product. If we say the picture of this consumer, like who consume how much. So as I said, the US is consume 23% of the whole global productions, and second is the Japan 7%, then China 6%, India is 2.3%, rest of the world like 26% or something. Now, as US is consuming this largest petroleum products, so from where they get? So they have their own resources also. They get it from South America, they get it from Russia also, they get it from Middle East countries also. Now, as we discussed that as on date, Middle East is the largest producer of the petroleum product. This is a present condition. Now, if we talk about who has got the largest petroleum product as a reservoir as on date, so it is actually Venezuela comes into number one. Then it comes Saudi Arabia, and the third one is the Canada. You can see in this picture. So as on date, the resource reserve, the number one is Venezuela in South America. Now, as we know that this petroleum product, price of petroleum product is very different in different countries, and difference is a lot of, actually much difference in different countries. The reason is one is the petroleum cost production cost per liter, another is the transportation cost. These are the two major contributors basically actually. For example, you can see here in this picture, for Saudi Arabia, 0.6 rupees per liter is the production cost, whereas in Venezuela it is 11 rupees per liter if we convert into the Indian money, per liter production cost of this petroleum products. So on an average, actually 7 rupees per liter is the production cost for petroleum product in the globe actually on an average. Now, as you know, this petroleum industry is a very big industry. So obviously, the industry leader would be the highest this turnover in the globe. Basically, if you see this listed 10 largest, this top oil company in this globe, actually, number one in world is Saudi Aramco. Is the company, oil company. The turnover is today is more than $500 billion. No other industry can think of this much of turnover actually. So Saudi Aramco is the largest company in this world as on date. This is the network of this pipeline, physical pipeline. Sometimes it's on the plain, sometimes it is under the sea, sometimes it is over the mountain. So this is the actually network. Lines it may go from this Middle East to US, it may from Russia to US. So you can see as per the graph actually is from this visual. Now, as I say, there's a final price of the petroleum product depends on majorly two components. One is the production cost of the petroleum product in particular region per liter. Another is the transportation cost. Now, today this highest rate of petrol is in Norway, 162 rupees per liter, and in second is in Netherlands, 142 rupees per liter petrol cost. This is because this there's a very cold region countries transporting of this oil through the pipeline. Sometimes it get freezed actually. So there are a lot of heating devices, a lot of expansion joints, a lot of things are there on the transportation. So transportation cost is huge in such countries. That is one of the reason actually. And if we talk about the least price of the fuel, this is in Venezuela. The per liter petrol cost is, as on today in 2017, is two rupees per liter. And in Malaysia, it is just half than India. There's a 35 rupees per liter. So price of the petroleum product depends, other than this government policy and taxes. One is the cost of the production cost at the source countries and the transportation cost. These are the two major contributors actually this petroleum products. Now, as I shared this energy mix graph, now the first three item, that is the coal, petroleum product, that is diesel and petrol mainly, and third one is this gas products, natural gas products. So these three, as from the natural resource, so the use are getting reduced in coming future, and this renewable energy, that is mainly the solar energy and wind energy, that is going to be increased in future. Actually, you can see there's a trend actually, like US, Australia, and many all of the Asian countries, even in China and India also, there's an expansion of the solar energy is getting day by day. It's not only there are a lot of advantages of doing these solar plants on sea level or on water actually. So you are not wasting this normal plane for habitat or for agricultural field. So it's now it is on the focus for this this solar energy, this renewable energy. And in Japan, you can see, as Japan has got less land actually, so they are using as maximum possible surface, like they're putting this solar voltaic cell on the car surfaces, where you can see this picture, and on this like all equipment you can see in this like boats and everywhere they are trying to put this solar energy for applications. And as also these wind energies, windmill, they are also expanding in a very great way actually. You can see other than these African countries like US, Australia, Asian countries expanding in a very faster way actually. So I hope you like this presentation with some global level and a simple way information about this petroleum products. Thank you very much for your attention.